Hey everybody. I'm in my kitchen at my house and I was getting dinner ready and I thought this would be a perfect place to get a video set up for science where we're going to be talking about soon, which is heat energy, right? So here's what got me thinking about it. Let me turn this around here real fast. There we go. So I was getting ready to toast some bread, and maybe you've done this before, some Pop-Tarts or whatever. And what is super cool, you will see it over on this side without the bread. There they go. So those coils are heating up and they are going to toast that bread right there. So first off, here's the cool thing about it. That's transformation of energy. Electrical energy coming through here that is turning into heat energy. And if I put my hand over there, I can feel heat rising off of that, but I'm not touching it. So that's what we call radiation. Radiation is when you feel the heat of something, but you're not touching that thing. So yeah, of course, I could touch that toaster. Bad idea. I'm not going to do that. But my toast is cooking right now because of radiant heat. That radiation coming off those hot coils is going to toast up my toast, right? So while that was going, I was coming over here and I got some water boiling on the stove. And I'm going to bring this down here. So I have a gas stove in my house. We have an older house. And that gas heat, that flame, is heating that pot, right? Now, this pot handle right here isn't so bad, but I can feel the warmth of it. Now, I'm not going to do this part because this would be bad news for me. So radiation, I can hold my hand here and I can feel the heat coming off of that. That's radiation again, right? I can feel the heat, but I'm not touching it. Conduction would be if I put my hand right on top of that pot. And I don't want to do that, right? Because that would be bad news. And then what is going on here is an example of convection. So convection is when heat is moving through a liquid or moving through the air. So I can feel it here because this heat's in the air. So that's radiation, but that's also convection. That was a little hot. I got to move it back. Because it's moving through the air. So this heat is moving through this water in convection. I'm just going to put some rice here. I'm not going to eat rice, but I just want to see how that can help us see how this water is moving. So there's that swirl, and this water is super heated right now, but what we're going to see is some of that rice is going to go down, and it's going to rise, and it's going to fall, and it's going to rise, and it's going to fall over and over again, and that is what we see with the convection. So like convection currents in the air, for example, is what the vultures fly on when we see them flying around at school. It's heat moving through the air and lifting them up, and then they find those currents. So I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. I also wanted to mention something else. I want to come over to our fridge with all of our pictures on it right here. And here's my stocked freezer full of ice cream and toaster strudels and donuts. So you can judge my food, that's okay. The thing that we're going to talk about is that the things in here also have heat energy. For example, let's pull out some Kroger chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. So I'm going to bring it over here because we're going to talk about this idea that there really is no such thing scientifically as cold. This ice cream has heat energy. It's just a lot lower than this boiling pot of water right now. It's a lot lower than my toast that just came up. This still has heat energy, it just has a really low heat energy. This has a really high heat energy. So let's just talk about that real quick. Pots like this on the stove cover everything. I can feel the heat without touching it. That's radiation. If I were to be foolish and touch that metal part or accidentally touch it, we've always done that in the kitchen, right? That happens sometimes. That is conduction, and the heat boiling through that water and moving through that water and the air, that is convection.